Hello my beauties, welcome back to the Matrix of Life channel, and in this video we will be talking about apartments numbers, about home numbers and karma they carry, karmic tasks for you. And of course what I noticed, the more numbers in your apartment number, in your home number, the heavier karma it's gonna be, the more karmic tasks your soul will need to solve. It's very nice when you have in very simple like apartment numbers, for example like 8, 5, everything till 10 sort of. It's very, even from 10 already started, you're gonna have, if your apartment number 10, you're gonna have like 2 major karmic tasks, even 3 here. It depends on numbers again, because when we're talking about 10, there's gonna be karmic tasks on 10 itself, like resulting bad ways you should come to 10 using 1 and using 0, and how you should use 0 in a positive way. So the more numbers, the more complicated this analysis gonna be. And the heavier karma you have, especially take into account apartments where you was born initially, and see how it changed through life. Is it become easier for you, or it become more complicated for you? Because, for example, I was born in very beautiful apartment 11 and home 22. Like very beautiful numbers, 11 and 22. 11, which resonates with my soul path number in Pythagorean numerology. Here we go. I have life path number 11, yeah, and I was born in apartment 11, and in my matrix very significant for me, and in my karmic tale to work on energy number 11. With time, when I moved to dormitory, students dormitory, and so on, I got very complicated numbers there. Like it was first one, I'm not remember for sure, but something like 143. Just imagine from 11 you move into there. And home numbers was complicated as well. There was number and the letter, okay, on a home, on dormitory address where I lived at. So of course my karma got complicated. Now it's got easier because I have very clear, crystal clear tasks, and I moved from apartment 5 to apartment 8, and another story was this, another beautiful story, and to house number 6. So it became easier because before I was in house which consists of 2 different numbers, okay, and carried, of course, more than 3 karmic tasks. And that I moved to simpler, it means that I worked successfully on karmic tasks I had there. But why so? Because I was fully aware which exactly karmic task I have there, so I was working on them hard. And in this video we will be discussing 2 interesting apartments numbers. First one, I noticed in a movie, like comedy series, something I took a glimpse because I need to improve my English constantly, and I'm trying to watch movies in English, and that was choice to watch series bestsellers, something like this, yeah, bestseller, either bestsellers about woman editor and old, a little bit like creepy funny writer, okay. So that was the story, and when they showed apartment number, home number of this writer, and it was 189, his home, and they showed his character in this series. You can Google for this series bestsellers and just take a look at first episode, because I was not able to watch much of it because humor is very specific there, and I get tired because plot is boring for me. but first one, when I watched first one, it was the most intriguing, let's say, the beginning of the story of her getting in touch with this hermit kind of writer, loner, sociopath, I would tell, and living in home 189. If you want to understand karmic task and character of people who live in apartments with this numbers or in homes with this number, go watch this series. That's gonna explain a lot, but I'm gonna bring more tea on this. Of course, here we have interactions of more than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 components. Here's gonna be 7 different karmic tasks under this apartment number or home number. First of all, to watch what you are telling, watch over your words and keep your promises. This karmic task number 1, and when this editor go, she inherited publishing house from her father, and this author, he borrowed them a book. He promised them a book, and she came to him and said, look, you promised us, you owe us still a book. So don't forget about your promises. This is like karmic task number 1 on what you should pay attention to living in this house, in this apartment number. Number 2, to understand that life is fair, because he lost a wife and was grieving so much, as he is only one sad person, let's say, or suffering person on planet Earth, and he wrote very this apocalypse kind of script about last man on earth, last woman on earth, them having child, and she is dying, and child is dying, and this man left to die alone, and a lot of crazy jumbo mumbo he wrote in this book. So you should understand, how karma works, that everything is fair, but because he thought this is like unfair, he closed himself off from other people, from the rest of the world. He was sulking a lot on destiny, that it's not fair, it's not like this, blah, 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 blah. Even though everything is perfectly fair in this life on earth. Because earth is hell, and we getting punished here. And if you think that there is other hell rather than earth, like, you gonna incarnate here again, okay? And get to this hell again until you break this samsara wheel. I think this system has sense from my point of view. You may share my belief, may not share my belief, but this is what I'm actually thinking. Here we go. Next one task here. Of course, have time alone, healthy time alone, to learn to have healthy time alone, living with a big family. But because his wife died, he closed himself, I think, even from kids, from everyone. But it's about still having family, having big family, but finding time, quality time to spend this time alone, like writing books or doing what you love to do in such apartment. But not shutting yourself from the rest of the world, not shutting yourself from the other people here, okay? Another one, to learn to distinguish illusions from reality. And there was a case when he shot at a person and claimed something like that was a bear, that he thought it was a bear, but he shot at a person instead. Try to distinguish where is reality and where is your imagination, because people who live in such apartments, they have really vivid imaginations. They constantly in minuses of these energies, and of course we're talking about karmic tasks, this is minuses. You may get even paranoia living in such apartment or in such home. You will always want extra security. You will always want to protect your home by all means, like get yourself perfect alarm system, okay, some extra safety, got yourself a gun. You're gonna be like so worried about other people robbing your apartment or doing some harm to you, because you expect nothing good from the world here, like, and you need to face your darkest fears. Even makes you calmer, of course. Get yourself this good alarm system, get yourself maybe some cameras for your home, but as well, guys, don't go into this paranoia when you waking up in the middle of the night by slightest like movement, and already you in cold sweat because your imagination drawing you very dark a reality of other people attacking you, robbing you, harming you, and so on. But in these apartments and houses, quite often paranoia happen to family members, some sort of watching their back, like watching their shoulder, expecting something weird to happen in this apartment, happening quite a lot. So please, guys, that's another karmic task here. And one more karmic task here. Not everything is that easy, yeah? One more karmic task here is resulting one. To where you should come at the end of the day, living in such apartment or in such house 189. You should, in your life, you should move to your goals like in very gigantic steps, in a very big steps, giving you enough time to accumulate power, okay? It's like from zero to hero. That's your path to your goals. If you will try like to slice your goal into little slices and proceed this everything like in very slow path, it's not gonna work. And you see how much he struggled with like writing daily or something, trying to print something and throwing this away. He had a lot of struggles, because for you it's like spending, I don't know, 1 month typing non-stop, doing something non-stop, and then having quality rest after this for same period of time, yeah? But not the other way, because energies of this place, they teaching you from zero to hero. That's your path, and this is the most important task, to believe in yourself, to believe that you can do this, to constantly put yourself in deadline situationships and being able to work under this pressure, okay? From zero to hero, this is the biggest test for you. Try to make 1 project, 2 projects, 3 projects like this. Most likely after this you will move to another apartment with other karmic tasks, to other level you will be moving. So you should understand. Or you will be experiencing, if you have no more karmic task, again, it depends on your matrix as well, many factors. If, for example, in this home, it's the end of the way for you, an end of the path, you don't want to change your home, it belongs to you, okay? You're not renting, it belongs to you. You consider yourself settled in this apartment. And again, we can check this with help of matrix and with help of numbers of your home to see, is it really the final destination for you here in this apartment, in this home, or there is something better for you. This also we can figure out, guys. Remember this, just by apartment, house, home numbers here. If you think yourself you're settled, the other story started. You started really, if you really fulfilled all your karmic tasks, you start getting really big, beautiful results of your efforts. like fame, like really big money flowing your way, okay? You start getting fruits of your labor, of your accomplishments of this karmic task. So I hope it's understood. I hope you will check the movie to understand more on minuses when person just says no to fulfilling his karmic tasks living in such home. 189. Let me know if I have any subscribers who live in maybe an apartment or home with this number. I am curious. And another one, you asked me to analyze a very interesting apartment house number 4343. How beautiful, right? 4343. And why this house apartment number? This is part 2. That's Brian Laundrie parents' home number, where they living all together along with Brian. And of course you're curious about character of people who live in such home, how it affects them, and which karmic tasks they have. And here with this home number, they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different karmic tasks, okay? They have 7 different karmic tasks encrypted in this apartment number, guys. So first of all, numbers goes 4 goes before 3. When in normal, when we count in it normally, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, but here it goes like backwards. And again, backwards has when in your apartment number, when we're reading something, it has special meaning. For example, having 86 and 68 gonna be read in different ways here, okay? And same is here. And what does it mean in this particular situationship? A swift of roles of male and female. Most likely in these homes, like feminine females gonna be a head of a family and a ruler in this home, and the husband gonna be under the heel person, like who lives under his wife's pressure, because her decisions are important and her word is final in such environment. But of course, to fulfill this karmic task, people should strive to change how things are working within their family and make a man head of family. This is karmic task number 1, to balance feminine and masculine energy in such apartment, in such home. And another one, karmic tasks, because it's repeated 43. This is about generation things, and we had this, like Brian and Gabby, they live together with their parents, and this about situation. This about separation. Because in minus of these energies, 2 different generations gonna live under same roof like this. Parents and kids. Very important for kids to have their own happy life, to separate from such house. If they not doing, they start living minuses of these energies, which is another energy of war between families, war between generations, and war between masculine and feminine, war between them together. Couples in such home apartment tend to have a lot of fights, okay, which at times might get physical. All couples tend to have fights there. Slightest and lightest mode is when it's only word fights, especially when feminine humiliates masculine, and other family members, for example, like shut up, you have no word in this, you have no say in this. Quite often happens this situationship when one person wanna shut other person with their authority, opinion, experience, or power. So communication in huge disbalance in such apartment. Another one important, people who live in this apartment, they should have financial goals, and they go living in such apartment constantly to work on their wealth. And once they are in minus, their wealth gonna be, when they not coping with first task, this wealth gonna be taken from them. And of course here we see this family being wealthy, but how much they spend on a lawyer, how much they spend on this and that, about which sense we may guess. Yeah, it's not the cheapest things, okay? So how many more you will spend? And such losses, they as a reflection that something going terribly wrong with people who not coping with karmic tasks. So they should learn to live in balance in such home, in such apartment. What they did great, I have seen they show there's a big pool. To have a big large water source near such house is very welcome, because this gonna affect health of people who live in this apartment house in a positive way. They gonna be healthy. So I don't know they made this pool intuitively, yes or not, but somehow this karmic task fulfilled. So if you don't have, if you live in similar apartment and you don't have sea view, for example, from your apartment, if you live in such apartment 43, we're talking now about 2, choose this number exact, because if you live only in 43 apartment, this is gonna be completely different reading, okay? Here we're talking about 43 as they go in the order, because even if we change one number and it's gonna be 44 33, again completely different reading of karmic task. And if it's gonna be 43 34, again very different, even in order of fulfilling this karmic tasks living in this apartment house. I'm making this video like me talking a lot. Yeah, I understand, and only 2 numbers we considering in this video, but guys, I think this is gonna be very useful, because in first video I made it short, and I made it only short like text. In the video explaining some apartment numbers, karmic tasks, easiest one from 1 to 5 as far as I remember. Yeah, so here we go, and the last one, but the most important, law obedience in this home. When you live in this apartment or house, a karmic test will be sent to you where you will need either to obey law and cooperate with law system, with system of rules, or go against this system. And if you're going against law, living in this apartment, the entire world gonna go against you. And what we have seen there a lot of people protesting and creating for them this very stressful atmosphere which you wish for no one to experience in their life. A lot of people protesting around your house, and who knows, there may be some crazy weirdo with a trauma who in this crowd who can shoot you or your family. All violence quite possible here. And if you not passing this karmic, the most important karmic task, to cooperate with law system and to obey law in this house, home, apartment, the entire world gonna go against you, and in one or other way you will be paying with you will be paying this karma with physical injury. This could be some crazy weirdo from the crowd shooting you, or it could be you falling from somewhere and breaking leg, or you getting urgent surgery unforeseen because of some health conditions. Okay, you getting this sort of karma when you're going against these karmic tasks. And karmic task, one more important karmic task in this apartment home, create harmony. Create harmony and learning to tame your anger. Not to bring your anger to the people, to the family members especially. Like, tame your anger here. Learn how you can control your anger. How you can stay balanced. Another one karmic task in this apartment home is studying, learning different sports, active sports, or even martial arts, sort of. You need to do this. This is one of the karmic tasks, to get this balance, to channel this extra energy, physical energy, in a very peaceful way. Okay, because remember, we not living in ancient conditions when we spend lot of calories, and people living in such homes, they get in extra energies, which being blind as kittens, not aware of karmic tasks of the apartments, they prefer to spend this energy on arguments inside family, on fights inside family, on conflicts inside family, rather than doing some sports together, okay, for example. And again, or travel together. Here's about travel and camping together as well. And I heard that they went family camping quite often. So this is like, yeah, this sort of plus manifestation of this. But only if this is enough. Because if you're returning from camping and still you having these arguments inside of family fights, then of course it helped to some extent, but not completely healed the situationship. And still you need to work with your anger issues staying in such house. And always tests, gonna be tests to obey rules, to obey system, to pay, if you get in some sort of wrong parking bill, paying this in time, like not repeating this again, because sometimes people tend to, like, they paid this amount of money for parking car in wrong place, but next time they doing exactly the same, because they think it's easier for them to pay again this amount of finances. No, if you live in such home, for you that's not very good, that's not gonna work. And with time accumulating such actions, you're gonna attract more and more troubles with law, okay? If you constantly repeating something like this in very small things, in very small details. Again, saving life is very important. Living in such house, home, apartment, very important to work on saving life. So you should understand, yeah, you see how is this balance of masculine, feminine, when feminine becoming the head of the family and start dictating rules to entire family, which they should obey and live according to her rules, okay? When these rules not followed, which feminine settle, even though in this apartment it's better to give a lead to a man, okay? But when it's not working well, then we facing another karmic problem. Scandals, fights inside the family, even with physical force applied here, like domestic violence. Next one, anger outbursts. Next one, being disobedient to law system and making entire world to go against you. And you losing what? Financial and material wealth in such house. Easily. If all karmic tasks went in minus, then what? You losing everything. You losing property, you losing finances, you losing business, you losing completely everything. If all factors going in minus. So let's observe this, what's a live example of living in such home, in such apartment. Hope you found it interesting. Drop your suggestions, email your suggestions for the next readings. If you want me to analyze your apartment and home number, because of course it's gonna be complex karma, you can always email and book such reading for yourself and get like instant interpretation. Or if you have interesting cases in your mind with apartment numbers involved, like in this movie we had quite interesting situationship when they showed his home, and I was like, oh my god, that's matrix. Like how script writers, without knowing matrix, without knowing numerology, for example, without knowing energies of karma, they placed this character in exactly this apartment home number, which suits his character so much. When I have seen this in first episode, I was shocked. I was like, oh my god, everything is matrix. I believe everything is matrix, because intuitively they have chosen this. It may seem like they have chosen randomly a home number for this writer in this series, but in fact, guys, so much, and he represents all the minuses in this movie film so much of this apartment. Karmic tasks, he represents so much. Finally, slowly opening up to this girl who is editor and start to build some sort of normal social relationship and blah blah blah. Healing these karmic tasks, fulfilling them finally. But I was shocked, like, oh my god, that's so much truthful. And the same with this laundry family home number. Okay, so hope to see your comments, hope to connect with you in the comment section and discuss things which I maybe not discussed here fully. And hope to see you in my other videos as well. Bye bye, guys.